Hey everyone, Emily from Bob's Watches. I'm here with my pal Ripley. We're ready to talk all things Oscars, as last night was the 93rd annual event right in Los Angeles at Union Station. We were doing our part, making sure we were watching wrists, seeing what beautiful watches made the red carpet and the event as a whole. Also, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of our latest video content. Definitely a unique take on the Oscars as a whole, but we still were able to kind of get some glitz and glam, especially coming from Union Station in Los Angeles and a few other places around the globe. But we were able to see people kind of dressed up and in person for once. No actual kind of Zoom video conferences in. It was really sort of an in-person event that kind of led to a little bit of fun for the night.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Definitely a different format. Just in LA, having two different locations and kind of having it be a bit more spread out. It being less jam-packed due to social distancing guidelines. And one of the things that I think was interesting was the Oscars and the organizers really wanted to make a point to uphold the former glamour and keep it formal. So no streetwear and pajamas and hoodies like you get with Zoom call-ins. And I think that actually kind of detracted a little bit from the watch spotting. At least for men's formal attire, it's not really customary to wear a big flashy watch. If you are going to wear one, simple time-only affair, leather strap, understated, it's meant to be under your cuff. Whereas, something a bit more laid back where streetwear plays a greater role, you start seeing the Richard Mille, big things on bracelets, so a lot of solid gold kind of flex pieces, if you will. So I think it wasn't a big year for watch spotting, but we did see a few.
Even the women really didn't have many watches on. It was really kind of either bare wrists or overall just kind of cocktail bracelets as a whole. So it was minimal, but that doesn't mean that we weren't able to see some beautiful pieces come from the event. I have to kick this off with one of the most standout pieces of the night, Daniel Kaluuya. He was nominated and won for Best Supporting Actor of Judas and the Black Messiah. His watch was prominent. It was very much on display from the pre-show to the actual event to when he accepted his award. Tell him what it was.
Cartier Santos Skeleton.
Stand out.
It probably was the most notable watch of the show. Not only did he win and it got plenty of screen time throughout the evening, but I think just the Santos is instantly recognizable in all of its incarnations, regardless of the size, the metal. It is one of those iconic designs, and the skeleton is just such a premium version of it. Stainless steel, in-house movement, and what's super cool about it is they've skeletonized the movement to look like the Roman numerals, so the bridges themselves mimic the large, oversized Roman numerals that you'd find on a traditional Santos.
Stunning.
So it's a really modern, elevated take on what is one of the oldest wristwatch designs in history. So I love it. I think retail's $27,000, almost $28,000, which is a lot for steel, but you're getting a lot. You're getting an in-house movement, and as far as timepieces are concerned, it stole the show. So that's.
See, and I would venture to guess that this is actually part of his personal collection. I know that there's a lot that goes into wardrobe and styling, but for some reason I really felt like this kind of honored sort of who he is as a person and kind of his overall aesthetic vibe. And I know last year at the Oscars he was in IWC, but this really kind of fit his leveling up as he continues to kind of rise and gain notoriety throughout kind of the movie industry as a whole.
I'd be inclined to agree with you, actually. Cartier, as just a watch manufacturer, has dressed watches out the wazoo. They've got so many fantastic designs that if they wanted to present him a watch to wear for the event, this isn't necessarily an obvious choice. It's a very recognizable one, but it wasn't like this brand new release that they're trying to promote. It seemed organic. It seemed like a personal choice, and as someone who's been gaining a lot of traction, I could easily see that being something he picked up for himself.
100%. Well, sticking with Judas and the Black Messiah, it was really interesting to see her. She was nominated for Best Original Song and won. It is very obvious that she loves to wear her Rolex. She was also spotted in it last night. She showed up in a little bit different of an outfit. She was kind of paying homage to Prince's 1985 Oscars attire. But underneath her kind of cape, it was easy to see that she was donning a Rolex. Do you want to tell them what you noticed?
It's her watch. This is
100%.
hers Rolex. This is her watch. It's her personal watch. You see it in, she was, like you said, she's wearing it when she won her Grammys.
Yep.
You see it in tons of photos. You see it during the pre-recorded performance where she's playing the drums at the start of it. It's the president bracelet. You can't miss it. I believe her model is a lady president, so technically a date just rather than a date here, in Ever Rose Gold, and it appears to have a diamond bezel on it with a chocolate dial. Lovely watch. It's a Rolex, so it's very versatile, and clearly she's making the most out of it as far as...
She sure is. It sounds to me like it may have been her lucky memento. I mean, she's been wearing it, especially this awards season, especially after winning 4 Grammys. Why not take it to the Oscars and kind of have good luck with you while you're there? And clearly it worked. It's a stunning watch. Definitely fits her. 100% like comes from her collection. This is not wardrobe or styling kind of pushing something in to kind of fit with her vibe. It was nice to see her kind of stay true to herself and her overall kind of style.
Absolutely, and it's not a huge watch either, being one of the smaller sizes. Yes, it's solid gold. Yes, it has a diamond bezel, but this isn't some, 36, 40 millimeter creation. It's a bit more understated, and the fact that it is her everyday watch and it's a very wearable size, it all just makes sense. I thought it worked very well with what she was wearing.
So jumping from Rolex, it was neat to see One Night in Miami's star Leslie Odom Jr. He was dressed for the award that he wanted, donning like all gold. I even think he said he was in an 18 karat threaded gold suit, if I believe.
Yeah, it was silk threads dipped in gold. So yeah, full gold.
But the best part was he actually had a watch to match. So tell him about it.
Full gold Omega Constellation, but not on a bracelet, on a black leather strap. This is one of the newer editions, so it's a 41 millimeter case in yellow gold, but with a black ceramic bezel with Omega's Sarah gold numerals on it. So it's a really, really modern take on the old Constellation Manhattan template, which first came out in the 80s. This one in 41 millimeters, very modern. Bezel in ceramic, very modern. And the movement inside, the caliber 8901, it's a master chronometer certification. It has a jumping hour feature as well, so rather than quick setting the date, the hour hand jumps. So that's a nice addition, and because it's one of the gold watches, both the oscillation weight and the balance bridge are in 18 karat Sedna gold. So keeping the gold theme from the watch straight through to the movement.
He was on point. It was stunning. I honestly probably enjoyed his outfit from the men's side more than most. I think just being very detail oriented about it, even just down to that watch, was absolute perfection.
Absolutely, and I think it was out there, made a statement, but wasn't like comical. It was cool, and it had the watch to match. And another Omega watch we saw at the event.
Yes, Sacha Baron Cohen. He was double nominated. He was actually one of the few that was not present at Union Station here in Los Angeles. He actually was in his hometown of Sydney, Australia, with his wife Isla Fisher. But they actually had a lot of great shots of his outfit. He was in kind of a brown jacket, and he was in a Sedna gold Omega Constellation, if I'm correct.
Full gold with
rose gold, I should say.
Full Sedna gold with the bracelet, also in Sedna gold. So this is a full solid 18 karat Sedna gold watch, 35,600 I think is the retail on it. White dial, so it very much kind of mirrored what he was wearing. He wears a lot of Omega. This is, I think, the 3rd award show we've seen him in. Yeah.
He definitely loves the brand.
Yeah, definitely loves the brand. And this is a nice take. I think having Constellation watches at the Academy Awards kind of makes sense. The Constellation's logo
Night
is
of the Stars.
Night of the Stars, star logo, star on the dial. It just makes sense. And at least in North America, it's really the most underrated Omega collection.
Yeah.
Seamaster, Speedmaster, massively famous. You get to the Constellation and it's almost the forgotten about one. You got the DeVille on the dress line. It really just doesn't get the traction as it does elsewhere in the world. But clearly we're seeing it catch on a bit with the celebrities this time.
I was impressed with the cohesiveness from his outfit to his watch. And honestly, it's nice to just see something different. I have to ask though, how heavy is that watch?
It's very heavy.
Is it really?
It's very heavy.
Okay.
Yeah. We may have one in, but it's really heavy. So the whole watch is 18 karat Sedna gold, but the way that the bracelet is with those broad surfaces, there's a lot of gold in there. It's not as intricate where there's more crevices, so it's just a big mass of gold. Luckily, he wasn't traveling, so he didn't have to worry about that being in his check bag. And Also interesting to note, while the one in Leslie Odom Jr.'s watch, the movement in that was the caliber 8901. In his, the 39mm model is the 8801. Same thing as far as a solid 18 karat Sedna gold balanced bridge and rotor, but it doesn't have the time zone function, which is ideal. He wasn't traveling. He was staying home in Sydney, so I think it works out well on that front.
Definitely fun. So it was kind of obvious that Rolex was, yes, sponsoring the event last night, at least the green room as a whole. It was a little bit different this year. There definitely weren't a ton of Rolexes to see across the red carpet or even during the show. I think the angle, especially from a production standpoint, you were actually getting the wrists cut off a lot. So they may have been hiding underneath many of the men's suits or overall tuxes, I should say. But we were able to see Josie McNamara, him and Margot Robbie. He actually made a statement on the red carpet. His Rolex was out for all to see. His co-producer Margot Robbie and him actually walked the red carpet together. They were co-producers on Promising Young Woman. They won for Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah, it was, you didn't get many glimpses of it, but in the opening interview when they were walking in, you got it front and center. He was angled just right. You got to see it right there on his left wrist. Stainless steel Rolex Daytona, reference 116500 LN, and he had the black dial rather than the white one. So,
which was fitting, as Margot Robbie was donning a Chanel Couture kind of silver lace ensemble, and she looked stunning, but he actually partnered her really well. He was in kind of a navy jacket with black finishing that, especially with his stainless steel Daytona with black dial on it, perfectly kind of matched his co-producer partner for the red carpet.
Yeah, I thought the watch was perfect. They had very much a kind of black and silver theme going, and that watch is exactly that. It's also, it came out in 2016. You still can't get it at retailers, and retail on that watch is $13,100, and all examples of it are going to be north of $30,000 on the open market. So although it's not a solid gold piece, it is
still a standout.
Still a standout, and will cost you just as much as one. But I think it's a great watch. Those who know, and those who don't, it's a elegant piece that perfectly complemented his dates ensemble.
It really did, and it was nice to just kind of give a little nod to Rolex. I was sort of missing it after a while, especially with sort of the women not really wearing a whole lot of watches across the evening. It was nice to at least get something recognizable and kind of not expected, but overall enjoyable. Especially partnering his date, I was impressed with sort of that cohesive nature that they brought to the red carpet. So as a whole, pretty impressed, especially from the men. I think that they really kind of had those standout moments where, either unexpected to perfectly coordinated. You couldn't go wrong at the 93rd Oscars. It was definitely a different event than maybe what many are used to, but it felt fresh to a degree for, I guess, the times that we're in. So it was fun.
Yeah, it was. Not having everyone packed into the audience means just less wrists you're going to see as people applauding. That historically, that's been the times when you catch the glimpse. They're applauding. You catch a good glimpse of that. It might not even be the person that the camera's on.
Yes.
Obviously, none of that was a thing here, so we saw fewer watches, but the ones we did see were standouts. So all around an enjoyable award show.
Yeah, all around 93rd Oscars. We'll give a little clap to you. Great job, and congratulations to all the winners. So we'll be here watch spotting as best we can for all future events. Ripley and I will obviously be back. We hope you will be too. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of our latest video content.